Hey everybody, welcome back to Durbin's Bourbon. I'm Joe.
And I'm Josh.
We're doing a Texas whiskey for you, a review today. We have never had this. There is a fella that Josh is quite fond of watching his YouTube videos.
The old Meat Church.
Meat Church. He swears by this whiskey. It is Firestone and Robertson Distillery. It's bottled by them out of Fort Worth, Texas. Coming at you at 82 proof. It's just...
And he only swears by it because he's
a Texan.
Texas, yeah.
So it's TX.
It might not be good.
TX blended whiskey.
Texas.
Because of the verbiage on the back of the bottle, it says blended and bottled. That's an indicator to us that it's probably sourced whiskey. It's not distilled there because they can't state that on the bottle. So it's probably sourced, probably out of MGP is the biggest sourcer, but you never know. It could be Heavy Hill or anything else. They
or Texas distillery or something.
Yeah, Balcones. Mm-hmm. Is another huge distillery in Texas that produces some super high-end spirits that are quite expensive.
I don't know what that means.
They could be sourcing from them since they are Texas and probably sticking to their Texas thing.
Maybe.
That's flashing.
I don't know. Hopefully it didn't turn off. Either way. It smells a little green to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a sweet tart note there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little candied sweet tart.
Yeah, there's a caramel. What is that?
Colors. It's a light amber.
Yeah.
Light amber color on the nose. Boy, it's really... I've got that sweet tart. That powdery sweet tart nose.
Yeah, that's...
is very...
like that lick-a-made sugar.
Yeah. And the stick, actually. You know, the little
lick-a-made
stick.
Yeah.
That's what it...
Is that even a thing anymore?
I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but...
Probably.
Yeah, it's kind of got that sweet candy note.
Yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot of depth, I would say.
No.
But...
That's it. Yep.
All right,
cheers. Cheers, everybody. Interesting.
There's a weird...
The first
is
note.
That almost nutmeg? What is that?
Maybe. The first note I'm getting on it is sweet. It's not green, what I expected. Candy.
There's like a brown... What is that? It's almost like a baking spice. Nutmeg or cinnamon or
herbal.
Vanilla. Is it vanilla? Like a deep vanilla?
Oh, it's almost
vanilla
like
extract?
Yes, that vanilla extract. It's kind
cookies.
of a dry. Yes, that dry vanilla.
That's what it is. Heavy
Dry vanilla bean note.
Yep, that's it.
Yes. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
No.
I thought it was going to be worse. And I think it was about $35.
Yeah.
Ish.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I expected it to be really green. Mm-hmm. And if it is, whatever their blending is pretty decent. I mean,
yeah,
it's soft. That vanilla is dominant. The alcohol burn is on the back of the palate at 82 proof.
There's not a whole lot of barrel char though to it. It's like it's like you said. It's a sweet vanilla bean. God, like vanilla bean ice cream. Weird. That's a different one. I like it. I'm actually kind of glad I bought it.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't going to like it on the nose.
Yeah, that's different. It's a low proof. Mm-hmm. It kind of finishes green.
Let me see.
It kind of finishes like a green whiskey. Or a young whiskey on the back of the palate.
Oh, I'm sure it's young. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It does,
on the back of the palate, there's that that young texture.
But it's not like gross to me.
No.
Like that where you're like, ooh, that's rough.
No, the vanilla bean
smooth.
note is up front and it kind of carries it through.
Right.
And then when you've swallowed, then that young kind of note pops in.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
Not bad. prices for a fledgling distillery,
Right.
maybe,
Or at least it's not over. I don't think it's
company.
overpriced. $35.
Yeah,
That's roughly about what most stuff's running nowadays.
yeah.
Other than the big distilleries who can produce billions of
Right.
bottles. But
So does your meat church guy use this in his cooking as well?
yeah, he used it on a braise he did for that ham I was telling you about.
Really?
Yeah. But again, I'm sure it's because it's Texas and he's in Texas,
Texans,
which I totally
they gotta
understand.
support
Yeah,
each other.
Yeah, it's its own country, really.
Yeah, it is. It's big enough to be. Not a bad whiskey.
Yeah. I'd say actually
Nose
I could recommend it. It's not a bourbon by any means.
No.
There's no wood char to it, but it's heavy vanilla.
Yeah. The nose is
sweetness,
pleasant.
a little greenness.
It's not a bad. It's
Nah.
not a bad whiskey. I don't know on ice or
I'm not
water or
bummed I
anything.
picked it up. I'm not overly excited to either.
I don't know what the mash bill is. If it's a source, it's a source
it's
whiskey.
blended
but
too,
yeah,
so.
it's blended. So water just brought out the vanilla.
That's heavy vanilla.
Yeah, it is. Not a bad whiskey. I'd give it a thumbs up for
Yeah, I agree.
out of nowhere, just kind of
Random
bottle on
blended
yeah.
whiskey.
Throw something at
I've
y'all.
had way worse.
Yes, we have. I got nothing else for
No,
this
me either.
review. Out of Texas.
The old TX.
There you go. Blended whiskey. As always, enjoy your whiskeys and bourbons any way you like. Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody.
Cheers,
Cheers,
pal.
buddy.